Hello dear students, welcome back. Bringing to you another video from Dr.Anil's botany. Today let us see the soil microorganisms. Soil microorganisms is a vital part of our environment, right? Soil is a vital part of our environment. Soil holds water and nutrients. Now, in this soil, numerous billions of microorganisms are inhabiting. These microorganisms may be bacteria, fungi, algae, nematodes. Millions of microorganisms are there. What is the importance of these microorganisms? These microorganisms, provides or it determines the structure, fertility of soil. Then different types of nutrient cycles like carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle. Our atmosphere contains 78% of nitrogen gas, inert gas. Only the microorganisms have the capacity to fix this atmospheric nitrogen. Only these microorganisms, and they fix the atmospheric nitrogen and it supplies to the plants. So the microorganisms play a vital role in the nutrient cycling and soil fertility. That is why we are advising the farmers not to use chemical fertilizers. If you are using too much of chemical fertilizers, what happens? These microorganisms will extinct from the soil. So that soil is not suitable for cultivation. That soil fertility is lost forever. And we are promoting the biofertilizers. So that is the importance of soil microorganisms. The importance of microorganisms, it holds water and nutrients, nutrient cycling, the soil aeration. Everything is, in the presence of these microorganisms. Shall we move on to the topic with one by one? The soil microbiology is the study of organisms in soil, their function and how they affect soil properties. Soil gives a mechanical support to plants from which they extract nutrients. Soil provides shelters for many animal types. It also provides a habitat that's colonized by a staggering variety of microorganisms. Microorganisms in soil are important because they affect soil structure and fertility, I told you earlier. And these microorganisms can be classified as bacteria, actinomycetes, fungi, algae, and protozoa. What is the importance? Responsible for cycling of carbon, nitrogen, and their nutrients, enhance soil structure, relocate and decompose organic materials, maintain soil quality and health, increase soil aeration and penetrability, involved in disease transmission and control. Disease transmission and control. That is the main function of these soil microorganisms. So, what is the importance of soil? Soil is a vital part of our environment. I told you earlier. Soil, it provides anchorage for root system, and it holds water and nutrients. Recycling of this carbon and nitrogen, soil aeration, soil structure. Everything is in the presence of these soil microorganisms. Without these microorganisms, that soil is not suitable for cultivation in there. That is the importance of this soil microbiology. Then rhizosphere. The rhizosphere is the region of soil immediately adjacent to and affected by plant roots. Adjacent to and affected by plant roots. It is a very dynamic environment where plants, cell microorganisms and nutrients, water and meat, and then they interact. So that is the importance of this rhizosphere. So the rhizosphere means the soil surrounding nearby that root system. That region is called rhizosphere. So the quite naturally the root respire, root secretes certain enzymes so that they can interact with these microorganisms, right? And these soil microorganisms play a key role in ecosystem functioning. They are known to be influenced by biotic and abiotic factors such as plant cover or edaphic factors. We always refer this term edaphic factors, that is soil factors. I will tell you another example. In the case of forest, interior forest or virgin forest, there the adaptive factors are very entirely different from the domestic areas. Why? Because there the microorganisms are too much. They are litter. They are there you will get enough microorganisms. They can freely living and in the forest ecosystems. So the soil present in the forest area is very rich in microorganisms when compared with the cultivated land. So that is the importance. Adaptive factors affect it. The medicinal plants which grow in the forest areas have high medicinal efficacy than the domesticated ones because of these adaptive factors, right? Then some studies have also shown that phosphorus and soil texture can shape soil bacterial communities. If the bacterial communities can be shaped by in the presence of phosphorus, then soil life are classified into three groups. Soil life are classified into three groups. What are they? They are macrofauna, mesofauna, and microfauna. Macrofauna. Fauna means living beings, the animals. The fauna, flora. Flora means plants. Fauna means animals. Fauna, macrofauna, that includes mice, moles, etc., earthworm and other worms, ants, beetles, termites, spiders. They are all included macrofauna. Then mesofauna, nematodes, arthropods, like the centipedes, mites, mollusks. They are all come under the group mesofauna. And a protozoan group we call it as microfauna. So the soil life are classified into three groups. Soil microfauna are divided into three groups: macrofauna, mesofauna, and the microfauna. So we can classify. Then what is rhizosphere? What is the importance of this rhizosphere? I told you earlier, rhizosphere means the soil embracing immediately the just opposite the root system, very close to root system. That region is called rhizosphere. There the root system respire and secrete certain enzymes. Because of these enzymes they can attract the bacteria. I'll tell you an example in the case of leguminous plants. The case of leguminous plants, the leguminous plants root system secretes certain enzymes like leg hemoglobin. They can attract the bacteria. So with the interaction of these bacteria, especially in the case of rhizobium, they enter inside the root system and produces nodules. Only the leguminous plants have the root nodules. Usually, most of the leguminous plants have root nodules, because the leguminous plants root system, they secrete this particular type of leg hemoglobin. They can attract this bacteria, chemotactic attraction, so that they can fix with the symbiotic association of this bacteria, they can fix atmospheric nitrogen. See, that is the importance of rhizosphere. Then soil bacteria. Bacteria, as we have already seen, so very small one-celled organism that can only be seen with electron microscope. They constitute the highest biomes of soil organisms. Right? There are many types of bacteria, but the focus here is on those that are important for agriculture. especially in the case of, I told you, rhizobium and actinomycetes. Bacteria are important in agriculture soil because they contribute to the carbon cycle by fixation or photosynthesis and decomposition. Some bacteria are important decomposers, and others, such as actinomycetes, are particularly effective at breaking down tough substances such as cellulose and chitin. Cellulose and chitin. Cellulose is present in the plant, and the chitin is present in the fungal cell walls. That is the then soil actinomycetes. Actinomycetes, we have already seen this actinomycetes. There is a connecting link between bacteria and fungus. That actinomyces is similar to both bacteria and fungi have characteristic linking them to both groups. The transitional group between bacteria and fungi, we can say that. Then active in degrading more resistant organic compounds, optimal growth at alkaline pH. So the microorganisms live in area that is very important in the case of a pH. If the pH is it's alkaline, the microorganisms have the favorable condition for growing and reproducing. Then these actinomycetes also produce certain antibiotics. Some actinomycetes, just like Streptomyces scabies, they also cause diseases in potato plants. Potato scab disease produced by these Streptomyces. So some negative factors are also there. Then characteristics of actinomycetes, it is just like a bacteria, but the difference is, it is similar to that of fungi. Shape and branching properties and spore formation, just like that of fungus. That is the characteristic feature of actinomycetes. See, these are all the importance of actinomycetes are found in the soil. Bacteria is there. Actinomycetes are there. Actinomycetes produce so many antibiotic substances. They have a positive side and a negative side. Some of the actinomycetes cause diseases. Streptomyces, some of the species of Streptomyces cause some diseases. So that much about the the actinomycetes. Coming to fungi, these organisms are responsible for the important process of decomposition in terrestrial ecosystems as they degrade and assimilate cellulose, the component of plant cell walls. They are very the microscopic forms. They are very microscopic forms, usually grow as long as threads or strands, and their fungal body is called hyphae. Then dominate the soil biomass. They are all obligate aerobes. Obligate aerobes, true aerobes. Survive in desiccation. They can survive in desiccation. Extreme drought condition, they can survive. They can dominate in acid soils. Then what is the negative impacts of these fungus? Some of the fungus cause fungal diseases. They cause diseases in various cultivated crops. For example, in the case of apple repellent disease, Rhizoctonia, Pythium, Dibarianum, Fusarium, and Phytophthora, powdery mildew is caused by a fungus. So that is the the negative sides of this fungus. But beneficials are also there. In the case of Penicillium, Penicillium is observed, or the Penicillium is extracted from a fungus called Penicillium notatum and Penicillium chrysogenum. So the antibiotic substance Penicillium is obtained from the fungus. Single-celled fungus, that is yeast. Yeast is commonly used in the baking and brewing industries. So many positive sides as well as negative sides are there. Then algae. Coming to algae, algae can make its own nutrient through the process known as photosynthesis. all blue-green algae, they can do the carbon assimilation because of the presence of this chlorophyll. They can do the carbon assimilation or photosynthesis, distributed evenly wherever sunlight and moderate moisture is available. Do not have it to be on the soil surface or directly exposed to sunrise. They can live below the soil surface as long as the algae has uniform temperature and moisture conditions. Algae in soil possess the character of symbiotic nitrogen fixation in association with other organisms like fungi, mosses, and liverworts. In the case of fungi, with the close association of algae and fungi, they form the lichens. There may be different types of lichens, foliose lichens, fruticose lichens. There may be different types. Then, and this symbiotic association, they can fix atmospheric nitrogen. Then, in the case of the bryophytes like anthoceros, they are the they are vegetative parts, or the inside their cells. You can see the blue-green algae, no stalk. They can fix atmospheric nitrogen. In the case of coralloid roots of cycas, and this no stalk is associated with the roots of coralloid roots of cycas. This is symbiotic association. They can fix atmospheric nitrogen. See, these are all, and association of by fix nitrogen symbiotically in rice fields. Anabina azola, association of azola anabina, they can fix atmospheric nitrogen. Azola is widely used in the paddy fields. Plays an important role in the maintenance of soil fertility, especially in the tropical soils. So most of the soil algae, especially BGA, blue-green algae, BGA, act as the cementing agent in binding soil particles and thereby reduce or prevent soil erosion. So that is another important. They also secrete certain mucilage. That mucilage is mucilage help for retaining water capacity, water retention capacity for soil. Then soil algae, through the process of photosynthesis, liberate large quantity of oxygen in the soil environment and thus facilitate the aeration in submerged soils or oxygenate the soil environment. So these are all the importance of algae. They also help in weathering process of rocks and building up of soil structure. How the soil is formed by the weathering process of rocks. How the rock is weathered. There may be different methods. Physical weathering is there. Chemical weathering is there. Biological weathering is there. So that the soil particles are produced. So the importance of soil microorganisms, these are all the importance. How the soil are produced. Soils are produced from the weathering process of these rocks. Say in a barren rock, the first invader, the pioneers of plant kingdom, we can say pioneers of plant kingdom, that is foliose lichens. And these foliose lichens, it attaches on the crevices of rock. By the metabolic activities of these lichens, the soil particles are produced. Weathering takes place. So that is all the symbiotic association, algae and fungi. So that much about the fungus. Then coming to protozoa. We have already seen different types of protozoa. Eukaryotic organisms, they have sexual reproduction, biological control agent, maintain equilibrium in soil microbes. Protozoa can be split up into three categories: flagellates, amoebae, and ciliates. Flagellates, amoebae, and ciliates. Then smallest members of the protozoa group and can be divided further based on the presence of non-chlorophyll containing flagellates, found mostly in soil, and flagellates that contain chlorophyll typically occur in aquatic conditions, distinguished by their flagella. In the case of euglena, you might have seen the euglena. There you can see the chloroplast. They do the carbon assimilation, even though it is the protozoa. Then amoebae, larger than flagellates and move in a different way. Amoeba moves, the slug-like properties, and they have body extensions. We call it as pseudopodia. With the help of the pseudopodia, they can move from one place to other. They don't have the permanent appendages. That is why it is called amoeba. Then ciliates in the case of the paramecium, largest of the protozoan group, move by means of short or numerous cilia. Paramecium is the typical example. Then soil microbes and soil structure. Coming to soil structure, depend on the stable aggregates of soil particles. Constituents of soil are organic matter, polysaccharides, lignins, and gums synthesized by soil microbes plays an important role in the cementing of soil particles. Cells and mycelial strands of fungi and actinomyces play an important role in soil aggregation. Different soil microorganisms have having soil binding properties. The first one is fungi. The actinomyces, gum producing bacteria, yeast. They can also these fungi and bacteria can bind the soil with the help of this different types of exuding substances. They can bind the soil particles. Fungi like rhizopus, mucor, fusarium, cladosporium, rhizotonia, aspergillus, so many bacteria like asophobacter, rhizobium, bacillus, and xanthomonas, different types of the bacteria. And these microbes and plant growth, what is the role of these microorganisms and plant growth? And this is the best medium for plant growth. And they can convert complex organic nutrients into simpler inorganic forms which are readily absorbed by the plant growth. Produce variety of substances like growth hormones like IA, indole, acetic acid, gibberellins, antibiotics, etc., which directly or indirectly promote the plant growth. Right? These are all the importance of the microorganisms. The microorganisms play a vital role in the plant growth. They can the complex particles are converted into simpler forms so that it can easily absorb by the plants. Similarly, they also secrete certain growth hormones like IAA, indole acetic acid, gibberellins, different types of growth hormones also they produce with the association of these the root system of higher plants. Then coming to biological nitrogen fixation. See, I told you earlier our atmosphere contains 78% of nitrogen gas. Only these microorganisms have the capacity to fix this atmospheric nitrogen into a usable form. No higher organisms have the capacity. The microorganisms fix 60% nitrogen for requirement of plants. Two groups of microorganisms are involved in this process, biological nitrogen fixation. Non-symbiotic, free-living, aerobic heterotrophs like Acetobacter, Pseudomonas, Achromobacter. Aerobic autotrophic forms like Nosto, Anabina, blue-green algae. These are all the biological nitrogen-fixing organisms, microorganisms. Anaerobic heterotrophs like Clostridium, Klebsiella. So these are the main important anaerobic bacteria found in the soil, that is Clostridia and Klebsiella. Anaerobic autotroph, they are all heterotrophs, but anaerobic autotrophs are there. Chlorobium, Chromatium, Rhodospirillum are all anaerobic autotrophs. Then symbiotic forms is there, that is Rhizobium. I told you earlier in the leguminous plants, leguminous plants, the Rhizobium bacteria, symbiotic association, so that they can fix atmospheric nitrogen. They produce root nodules in the leguminous plants. Aerobic forms, Azospirillum, then actinomycetes. Then coming to mycorrhizae. What is mycorrhizae? The fungal mycelium, this is the association of fungal mycelium with the roots of higher plants. That is what is called mycorrhizae. That the fungal mycelium, the fungal hyphae is intertwined in the the root surface, so that they can fix atmospheric nitrogen. Sorry. Then biogeochemical cycles and microbes. They are also important. These microbes are also very important in the biogeochemical cycles. Recycling, oxidation and reduction of chemical elements, carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, sulfur cycle. Then soil microorganisms are biocontrol agents. They are also act as biocontrol agents. What is biocontrol agents? Trichoderma species and Glyocladian species are used for biological control for seed and soil-borne diseases. Fungal genera, Entomophthora, Metarhizium, and Protozoa. These are all the fungal genera. They can control the the microorganisms and biocontrol agents. Bacteria like Bacillus thuringiensis. You might have heard about BT cotton, BT brinjal, Bacillus thuringiensis cotton, and Bacillus thuringiensis brinjal. And the pseudomonas are used in cotton against angular, leaf spot, and bollworms. So they can use for biological control. Okay, that is the bacteria. Bacillus thuringiensis is widely used. Then degradation and detoxification of synthetic chemicals. Detoxification of chemicals, they are using microorganisms. Natural organic matter is easily degraded by microbes. Detoxification of the toxic chemicals or pesticides. You might have heard about super bug, oil-eating bug. There is a bacteria which can eat the oil. So we can control, degrade the chemicals. Bacteria genera like Pseudomonas, Clostridium, Bacillus, Thiobacillus, so many. And fungal genera like Trichoderma, Penicillium, Aspergillus, Rhizopus, and Fusarium. They are used for detoxification or degradation of synthetic chemicals. Biodegradation of hydrocarbons. The natural hydrocarbons in soil like waxes, paraffins, oils, etc. degraded by fungi, bacteria, and actinomyces. Told you earlier, oil-eating bugs, super bugs, bacteria are there, so they can eat the oil present on the surface of water. Then example, ethane, a paraffin hydrocarbon is metabolized and degraded by mycobacteria, nocardia, streptomyces, Pseudomonas. So these are all some of the examples of microorganisms. They can degrade the hydrocarbons. Then that is the prospectus of microbes in soil bioremediation. What is the prospectus? Use of microbes to detoxify or degrade pollutants enhanced by nitrogen and phosphorus fertilizer. Bioaugmentation. Addition of specific microbes to facilitate degradation of pollutant biostimulation. So nowadays, practice of addition of nitrogen and phosphorus to stimulate indigenous microorganisms in soil. These are all the prospectus of the microorganisms in soil. Bioremediation. Biovending process. Biovending, that means process or way of biostimulation by which gases, stimulants like oxygen and methane are added or forced into soil to stimulate microbial activity. Then coming to composting. All of you should know what is composting. Matter treated with aerobic thermophilic microorganisms degrade contaminants. That is composting. So that much about the soil microorganisms. It's a very simple thing. Could you follow me? Any doubt in this? Shall we stop today's class? Thank you very much.